Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this llano HDMI 2.1 two-way switcher. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this supports 8K at 60 Hz, one button switching, and plug and play. This also supports 4K at 120 Hz or 1080p at 240 Hz. So let's get this open. So here's the switcher. Let's pull that out. Here's another little box. Let's pull it out. So this is the USB cable to power it. It uses micro USB. The cable's around 40 inches long. Pull this out here. We have a manual and we have a pad. This looks like a pad to go on the bottom. So this doesn't have anything like rubber feet on the bottom. So you could put this pad on here if you want that. It is nice that they leave it open. So you could put Velcro on here if you wanted to stick it to the back of a TV or something. So let's take a look at the manual. So this has two modes, 2 inputs, 1 output, or 1 input, 2 outputs. So you could have 2 computers and have 1 monitor, and you can press the button on this to switch between them. Or you could say have a computer and have it go between a monitor and a projector, and I will demonstrate that. So as it says here, this works with HDMI 2.1, 2.0, 1.4, 1.3, and supports Dolby Sound, HDR, 3D, and other protocols. It says here, when works as an HDMI switch, power supply is not required. When works as an HDMI splitter, in order to make sure your displays show normally, we suggest you plug the micro USB cable in the package and your USB devices to the power switch. So here are the product details. It has the power supply port, HDMI output, indicator light, switch button, HDMI input. And here's the connection diagram. Here we have 2 devices and 1 monitor. When using the mode of 2 and 1, you can push the button to switch the HDMI signal source. Please note the indicator light on the box will tell you which HDMI device is working. And then you have 1 in, 2 out mode. So here we have a device going to 2 monitors. When using the mode of 1 to 2, it only supports 1 display at a time. Please note the power supply is required at this time. So if you want to have 2 devices going to 1 monitor, it doesn't require the power supply, but if you want 1 device going to 2 monitors, it does require the power supply. And here are the specs here. You can read through those if you want. So let's look closer at this. So this has an aluminum shell on it, and we have plastic in between with our ports. So there's a label here with some words on it. Let's peel this off so I can read it easier. It says, to ensure stable and fast output of signal, please use the standard cable. The total length of both ends cannot exceed 10 inch when using Type-C to HDMI cable. I'm not sure that that's right. Looking on the Amazon page, it says it should not exceed 3 meters or 9.84 inches. I think they mean 10 feet there. And then it recommends connecting the USB. So I'll get this hooked up. So this can be plugged into the computer for power, but I do have a USB charger here. I'll plug it into that. So I'll plug the micro USB in there. Here's my USB charger. It's drawing 0 amps according to this, so it's just lower than this can read. So I have 2 monitors here and a computer, so I'm going to hook all this up. In the mode I'm going to be using it in, I'll use the side that has 2 to hook up each monitor. So each one of these goes to each one of these monitors here. I will connect the side with a single HDMI port to my computer. So now we can see I'm extending the display here. I'll press the button. And now we're extended here. And actually it was extending here and mirroring here because the computer I think is remembering what it did last time it was connected to each of these monitors. So a very common application of this would be to have it go to a display or have it go to a projector. So you could have it go to the display on your desk and then you could switch a button and have it go up to the projector, say in a conference room. So there is a light on here. Probably hard to see on camera from this distance. There we go, you can see it right there. When I press the button it switches to the other one. So this switch is pretty fast. The monitors can take a while before they wake up and turn on. But I don't have any reason to believe this device is slowing it down. So that's 1 input to 2 outputs. Now I'll set up 2 inputs to 1 output. So off to the right here I have another computer. I have an HDMI cable here. I'll unplug everything. I'll take the output from the computer and place it in the side with 2. I'll take the HDMI from the other computer and place it in the other. And the side that's single, I'll plug that into the monitor. Okay. Let me pull something up here. Okay, so this computer has a window on it. I'll press the button here, and this will bring up the desktop from the other computer. There we go. So as before, this can take a second. It takes about the same amount of time it would as if you physically plugged this in, because that's what this device is doing. So I'm going to unplug the USB and try this again. There we go. And they do recommend you plug it in. So if you have a USB port nearby, it's not a bad idea to do that. But it does work without it, at least at the distances of the cables I have, which are pretty short. Now if you get into a little bit longer cables, it's probably best to plug it in. So that's the llano HDMI 2.1 two-way switcher. I like the build quality of this. It feels really nice. It's aluminum and plastic. It feels sturdy. As I was saying before, it's smooth on the back, so you can put that foot on it, but you could also Velcro it or double stick tape it to the back of a device for easy access. I like the functionality of this. It's super easy to use. You plug two devices in, you press the button to switch between them. So this would be great for conference rooms when you want to have a computer in the conference room, be able to connect up to a monitor or a projector, or maybe you have a TV and a projector that you plug into. So sometimes if you have a smaller group, you might want to use the TV to project on, and other times you might want to use the projector when you have a larger group. You could also plug the output to a single TV and then plug an Xbox and a PlayStation into the two inputs, and then you can hit a button and easily switch between the two. So this can be an easy way to add extra inputs to a TV. Now certainly there are devices that have like 12 inputs on them with remotes and things like that, and some people need those for their application, but there are other times when you just have two inputs, and this is a simple solution. So this could be a good option for someone who's not tech savvy. You could set this up for them, they could have their two inputs, and they just hit the button to do whatever they want. You could throw some labels on here for them too. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.